Hi, I'm Suzanne.
And I'm Annie.
And we have 111 years of experience.
And on today's episode,
we're going to talk about normalizing the importance of rest.
And deprogramming.
Yeah.
Deprogramming the idea that you have to be busy every second.
All the time.
That to be productive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I wonder, is that a woman thing? Or is that an everybody thing?
I feel like, I don't know, in my experience.
Since we're women.
Definitely personality-wise.
Yeah.
People who have a manager brain, I like to call it manager brain, who's really good at executive functioning or really good at that placement of.
I feel like most moms are that way.
But in my household, it's my husband who
is the manager brain.
He's the manager brain of our, and he definitely has to keep. Now he may not be physically doing something, but he may be doing something like paying a bill or checking on a price of something or on his computer
constantly
researching something constantly.
Yeah.
So like for him, it's not necessarily a physical activity.
Yeah.
It's going to be an activity that is of benefit.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So where it may not be it may not be cost effective to his body. It's going to be
his brain
is going all that stuff.
Yeah, his brain's doing all that work.
Yeah. So I wonder if that is partially related, because I feel like for me personally, I do not have a huge issue with this, but I know so many people in my life who do. Mm-hmm. Like I said, my husband does. I mean, I feel like my mother she's always been very busy, and we kind of call her the Energizer Bunny because she just goes and goes and goes. Yeah. And then, I mean, she's amazing. I'm always in awe of the amount of things that she gets done and how effective and productive she can be, where I feel like I'm a little bit more on the side of relaxed to almost a fault. Because I
don't think so.
I'm really happy to just hang and play and hang.
You have days where you
it's a conscious effort. It's not like I just wake up and like that. It's a process.
Yeah.
It's definitely a process. I can be productive.
Yeah.
I mean, I've learned how to adult a little bit.
Yeah.
But is that
I used to be before my body decided, no, you're not going to do that anytime you want to.
Right.
I used to be that, just go. And I just felt like if I wasn't going and I wasn't doing, that I was being lazy.
Yeah.
Just, you're being lazy. Don't sit there and do that when you can get up and do the dishes. Don't sit on the couch when you need to wash the sheets on I don't know, just whatever, fill in the blank. So, and my mom was always just buzzing around doing stuff. Now she would sit down at night.
Yeah.
But during the day, unless I can remember being really little before I went to school, probably 4, 5 years old.
Yeah.
Sitting on the couch and watching TV, and she had been, doing the laundry and stuff, and I would help her fold the clothes, and we watched Days of Our Lives.
I love that.
But sometimes she would get a headache, and I don't know if it was because she'd have to lay down on the couch and just be like, and put a rag on her head, and she just lays with her eyes closed. She says, Mom just needs to lay here for just a minute. And I can remember thinking, that she hardly ever does that,
It was out of character.
Yeah. So what is wrong with her? Something's bad wrong with her for her to be laying on the couch, because she was always, buzzing around doing stuff.
Yeah.
Going somewhere, doing something. We kept the road hot between school and church and all things that we had to do.
Yeah. Yeah, we may have lived in the country, but we were always on the road.
Always on the road. I feel like I'm always on the road now.
Yeah, we were always this, that, and the other. We were here, we were there, and we were everywhere. There was always something to do.
Well, out in the country, to get anywhere, you have to drive 30 minutes. So a lot of your time is spent in the car.
Yeah. And
but
it was always good, though, too, because it was a good time for conversation and stuff like that.
Right.
So it wasn't like a negative. It was just a part of life.
That's just part,
It was just part of our life.
What it was.
But I wonder if the idea of as you say, lazy, I think that is also a perspective. I think lazy is a perspective. I think the idea of that self-talk into negative around rest. That negative self-talk around rest.
And see, now that I think about it, my dad was the same way.
Yeah.
They both were.
Yeah. So
I mean, he's still, you got your grass mowed,
Yeah.
That was their house. Is your grass mowed yet? And his will be mowed. And he's almost 90. Like at the end of this month, he'll be 92.
Yeah. Amazing. It is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, hats off to the productive people out there. Hats off to you, because it's an admiration thing. There's not a hate in that. It's all like, wow.
Yeah, I wish my body had lasted as long as his did up until that point. But I think his job for a long time was sitting at a desk, and he was an architect.
Okay.
And so he sat at a desk and drew plans out, and
back when they drew everything out.
And they had to draw. Yeah, he had this stencil, and it had like, I won't ever forget it. It had little cutouts of all like a door that you would draw, and like a little toilet. It had a little cutout for like a stencil for a toilet.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to put a bathroom here, you draw the little outline of the toilet on there. I always thought that was the funniest thing.
It's kind of like a dollhouse.
Yeah. I was like, this is so fun. Leave that alone. Don't bother that. And then like his drawing table, he had a drawing table at the house, and the thing slid up and down. And of course, that was fun to play with. Don't bother that.
I can't help it. You shouldn't have left it out.
I mean, it's so cool though. It moves up and down. Look at this. But but he was, his job ended at mainly at a desk. I'm sure he sat in meetings and stuff. And not until later on did he his job was more physical, where he had to drive around and,
okay.
He inspected. I think he was a building. He had to inspect buildings for the state. He was part of the state board of regents, and so he had to go to the colleges and inspect the buildings they were building and see if they were doing the plans right or whatever.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, but he didn't do that until I went to college, so that was a lot later on. So I feel like that's kind of saved his body. So he would come home at 5:00. We'd eat supper, and then he had energy to go mow the grass, or he had energy to go.
Because he'd been sitting in a chair all day, so the physical activity probably felt good.
Yeah,
when you've been kind of stoved up
or
in a
on
room
Saturday,
all day.
mow the grass.
Yeah,
swing the hammer, and let's put a roof on the house because the roof's leaking. So let's put a new roof on the house. Come up here with me, and I'm gonna show you how to hammer shingles on this roof.
Right.
So
I always think too, I definitely think the society was definitely more towards productivity in those years.
Yeah.
Like in our raising years
Yeah.
than it is today. Like today,
Yeah.
I feel like people give each other a lot more room for just playing video games or just watching television or watching movies or whatever. I don't feel they don't feel necessarily as they need to be as productive as maybe our parents were. And then as we were trained to be growing up, I think we give our kids a little more room for that. So in that way, that's probably a net positive for them getting more rest. Do you know what I'm saying? As opposed to feeling like they have to be productive all the time. On the other side of that, I think the negative side of that is probably more likely to say, well, are they accomplishing all the things that they want to accomplish with their time? Because it's there's a cost to the rest. Yeah. And that the cost is worth the rest. And I think as like I always say, in these ages, these 50s years, I feel like rest has become a priority. I feel like a planned recovery time, planning out that if I'm going to be busy for 4 days, that I need to give myself 1 full day of recovery. If I want to maintain the amount of productivity that I would have, the best way to do that is to plan in a down day. Right. Plan in a recovery day.
For our vacation, we're going to go in November to Pigeon Forge. So we're going to go 4 days. And on that last day, we're going to come home a day early. So we can have a day to just hang out and rest.
Right. It really helps. And the idea of a planned recovery came to me about, I don't remember where I had heard it first, but it was about 10 or 12 years ago. I was working 2 jobs. Yeah. And so I worked all day at the school, and then I worked a second job at a bookstore. Yeah. And worked in there. They had a little cafe, and we made coffees, and it was fabulous. I loved it. Yeah. But I did have to figure out that my energy was not endless.
It was finite.
It was finite, and in a big way, because I started getting sick.
Yeah.
So what was happening was I was getting sick every other week. I was sick again, and I just couldn't figure out, well, why am I sick again? Yeah. It's because ultimately I was not
exhausted.
Resting. Yeah. I was really exhausted, and I just kept pushing. Yeah. And I was pushing. It was great for a lot of reasons, and it was a time in my life that I don't regret, but there was a cost.
Yeah.
And once I realized, like, it took a couple years.
Oh, I can't do this.
Well, it took a couple years for me to understand that this cost was not going away. Like, it was reoccurring over and over and over again, that I was actually missing more work at my regular job because I was sick so often that
from working two jobs,
that it really was not benefiting me the way I had initially thought.
Yeah.
Now, you can do those kind of things for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
In a pinch, it was great because it helped us up financially in a time when we really needed it. There were some things going on in our family that we really needed that extra money, and it was great. It was fabulous. I do not regret it, and it was a good lesson for me to learn.
I was going to say, it was something you learned.
But I learned that rest, recovery, needs to be a priority.
Yeah.
And if you stop thinking of it as
being lazy
and you start thinking of it as recovering, I think that takes some of that guilt off of it a little bit. That if you remind yourself when you're in that, that
I really need to sit here for a minute.
I need to recover.
Yeah.
I need to recharge. Instead of saying, well, you're just being lazy in your head.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about so much of life is about self-talk.
Yeah.
Like, if there is one thing about being in your 50s that you realize is that, wow, so much of my life is about my perspective and my self-talk and how I treat myself in those moments.
All the things that I'm saying inside my brain.
And all of
all those
programmed responses in our brain that we have to rewire. Deprogram and rewire and reset and I think the kinder we are to ourselves in that self-talk. I mean, sometimes I'm not going to lie. My laundry needs to be done and it stinks and I got to go get it. I need a little kick in the booty just like anybody else. Having said that, I'm going to say grace.
Yeah.
Grace.
It's so easy to give other people grace.
Why?
Than yourself.
Why? Why is it easier to give?
I don't know. It just always
has
been.
Why? Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Do you not deserve it? Oh, you hold yourself to a higher standard than you do to the people around you?
Yeah, I don't know.
That might be a topic for another day.
That's a whole other thing.
But I think that's true. I think that's very true. We do have a tendency to feel like we hold ourselves up here in our daily walk with ourselves.
Like, get that done. Get that done. You got to get that done. You got to get that done.
Or somehow it's all our responsibility, even though we live with other people who could totally share in some of the responsibilities. Probably help it. Yeah. Yeah. But we have a tendency to shoulder all that ourselves and not even think. Yeah. The programming is strong. And so
programming is strong.
And so we don't even think about the idea that it could be shared.
Yeah.
That we could share those responsibilities and that it is not always on us to be the filler of all of the buckets, Yeah. We are not the only person capable of taking out the trash. We are not the only person capable of moving the laundry over. We are not the only person capable of unloading the dishwasher.
That's right.
We are not the only person capable in our situation to do those little things that we all come up with.
Yeah.
But I do think that the idea of rest and recovery as opposed to lazy is really the best way to look at it. And then to recognize too, and then when there are times when you have to kick your own booty. You
get up.
All right, come on.
You've been sitting here for a while now, so get up.
Yeah. Not to let it you kind of have to judge it. You kind of have to judge that. Is it time for me to make that move? Or do I really just need another 10 minutes to sit here because I'm going to feel so much better in 10 minutes that I'll actually start feeling like getting up and doing those things.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what happens with me is all of a sudden I find I'm doing all of the things.
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just doing it.
You just go, I'm getting this done. I'm this done.
Yeah. But allowing it, if you can plan it, it's even better. But allowing it, period, is a start. Giving yourself that permission.
Yep. I try to set timers.
Oh, yeah.
Do something for 15 minutes, do something else for 15 minutes, take a break for 15 minutes.
Yes.
And sit down for 15 minutes.
Yes.
And then, continue.
I always like to time to see how long it takes me to do a certain job because like if I'm putting it off and putting it off, a lot of
And
times
you're
when
like,
I set
"That
the
took 5
timer,
minutes."
that took 7.5 minutes. Are you
Why?
kidding? Why
get
did I
this
put that
done?
off for 3 days?
Yeah. Why not just do it?
What's so hard about that? Why didn't I just do it? I mean, like this is but we're all mentally blocked at different times for different jobs. And it's just like maybe not our favorite, or it's a little something we're not really that good. For me, it's usually things I'm not good at.
Yeah.
And I usually have a tendency to put them off because I'm not that good at it. Like the things that I'm good at,
You're like, yeah.
well, I got that. But things that I'm not really that good at, well, I have a tendency to slide those off. I'm just really not that good at that particular problem.
I'll just wait. Do we have to do that right
maybe
now?
Somebody else will help
tomorrow.
me. Maybe it's time for me to slide that onto somebody else's plate because I don't like to do that. But yeah, I think that, like I said, when I was working the 2 jobs and I started figuring out pretty, at the point about 2 years into it, I figured out this is keeping me sick.
Yeah.
And this is keeping me tired. And obviously when I'm tired, I'm more likely to get
sick. Every time I get tired, I get sick.
And so I really felt like when I finally left that second job and I was just doing the one job, it was really good for my health in general, because then I had the time to recover so that when things, as they do get busy in your life, as they do, I was not getting sick because of it. And so therefore I had more energy. Therefore, I honestly, like, the energy was, and as a person who's always battled have energy issues, I think that for me, energies are my spoons. Where, like, I think for you, the painless times, the painful times, it takes your spoons away. Like, I talk about the spoon theory.
All the spoons
I don't
on
know
the
if you've
floor.
ever heard of the spoon theory, but the spoon theory is you wake up with so many spoons.
Yeah.
I have a dozen spoons, and every time I do something, I use a spoon.
Yeah,
And then
you take that
I
spoon
take
out,
that spoon out,
give
take
that
that
spoon to
spoon out. I
somebody else.
gave that one away, and then there comes a point where you're out. You've just ran out of spoons.
Yeah.
It's not that you don't want to do the things that you're supposed to do. It's
Yeah,
that
it's
I
just
have no
like-
spoons left to do them. So,
it's an empty bucket theory.
it
There's
is.
my bucket had cobwebs in it for a long time.
yeah, and I think that, like, once you realize that that's true for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it just, even as we have aged,
Right.
it became more apparent. I'm going to say, 10 or 12 years ago, it was this apparent. Well, now it's even more
It's like,
apparent.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's a life thing now. So, like, we just got back from vacation and we were busy for 7 days, and I knew I was going to need the weekend to recover. And so we were busy on Saturday and we had family, and it was fabulous. We had such a good time. And then on Sunday, it was jammy day.
Yeah.
I slept.
It's Annie's not leaving the house.
I didn't cook. We ate leftovers. It was watch Heartland on my television.
There you go,
and
there you go.
watch
Yeah.
my shows on TV, and not much else.
Yeah.
And it was fabulous. And then I did a little bit more of it yesterday. We had to have a dishwasher put in yesterday, so I didn't really have, like, a lot on my schedule.
Right. It'd be at home.
Get my clothes on. That was about the top on the list for having somebody come in the house. And I didn't do much. Like, I really just didn't do much.
Yeah.
Did a little shopping, but that was about it. And then last night I felt like, okay, you're back, ready to go.
Feeling
after a week,
normal.
busy for a week, a couple days of rest, and now I'm ready to go again.
Yeah, good.
So but it takes. I mean, it's a knowledge of planning that in as a priority.
Yeah.
Which, that's all up here.
Once again,
between the ears, and how you talk to yourself about it.
Yep. Deprogram that lazy.
Deprogram the word lazy.
Yeah.
Into I'm out of spoons, or I'm in recovery. Or, I need to recharge.
Yep.
Or, like you just would with your phone. Once your phone is out of charge, you have to plug it back in.
Right. Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it won't work. Now, I guess ideally we would stay plugged in all the time, and then we wouldn't have to worry about it. But that's not real.
You can't do that.
That's not really that real. Our batteries eventually go down.
Nope.
But yeah.
All right.
So to wrap it up, I think that planned recovery has been so helpful in my life.
Yeah.
Recharge, recover.
Yep.
Yep. And change your words.
Change the words
the
in your brain.
In your brain.
Yep.
And
take out the word lazy.
Take out the word lazy and let it go. Just let it go, Elsa. And and if you change the words around, that might help a little bit. And that, like I said, trying to reprogram yourself to understand that you're just recharging.
Yep.
You're just recovering. You're just, whatever word helps.
Yeah.
But that's what it is.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Cheers, friend.
Cheers.
If you like today's episode, like and subscribe. That would be fantastic.
And please leave a comment and let us know what you think. Do you need to do planned recovery? Do you need to take it easy on your own self with your own self-talk?
Yes.
Thanks.
So let us know. Bye.
Bye.